I first attended a John Giovanni workshop in San Diego in 2019 at the National Council of Teachers of Mathematics. If you've heard of it, maybe you know it by the acronym NCTM. And while it was a good workshop, I remember leaving thinking, okay, I don't think I gleaned anything that I can use in my classroom. It was fine, but I went on and never gave him another thought. I just attended the 2022 convention in Los Angeles, and I signed up for a workshop that I thought looked very good. It was on number routines, math routines, and I was about 5 minutes into the workshop when it dawned on me, this is that same guy, except this time, I don't know if I had changed or he had changed his delivery, or maybe it was a combination of both, but the bells were going off all over for me this time, and this is golden. I want to do this in my classroom tomorrow. So here's his book on routines, daily routines, and I'm going to be going through many of them together this year with you so that you can hopefully incorporate them in your classrooms as well, and it can go throughout the grades. He suggests doing them for about 5 to 10 minutes a day at the beginning of your math lesson. Now, you probably are already doing a routine, and so you already know the value of that, some way to whet their appetite for math, to get them engaged in thinking about math. But this is just another way, another addition, another tool in your pocket to use with math routines. So this first one is called Yapper, and this is the way he does it. He says to break the students up in pairs, and then you have one partner face the front of the classroom, one partner face the back, and put this on some kind of a document camera. And you get the partner facing the front to give all kinds of clues so that the partner facing the back will say this word. And then they do the same thing for this word. And when the partner has said both words, the partner pairs sit down, and you can call time at any time that you want. But this really reminds me of a game that I like to play with my university students called Taboo, and I do it with the literacy vocabulary words, and they love it. So I just modified John's game a little bit. So I always give a word that they cannot say, or a couple words that they cannot say in the clues. So this was the very first one I did, and I didn't know what they were going to do, but they struggled with this one, and they were not allowed in the brackets. The words that are in the brackets, they can't say that, so they weren't allowed to use numbers. And I was hoping that one of them would say, you know, the number of fingers that we have, what else is that called? Because I taught them on the first day of school what digits are. But you can bet this is going to come around again. I'm going to do this again. I even did growth mindsets and fixed mindsets for them. I even did Joe Bowler. If you don't know who that is, I'm going to be teaching you soon. Now, we haven't studied fractions yet. It doesn't have to be what you're on currently. It can be what you've done in the past. It can be what you're going to do in the future. But they have had exposure to fractions. So that was really, really fun to hear what they said about this. Now, for strategy, I didn't give them any off-limit words. I figured they would need all their words to get their partner to say strategy. I did 4 a day. And just pick any vocabulary that you want. I even did symmetry, because that keeps coming up, symmetry. And they ask, what is symmetry? This is how I end the activity. I always pick a couple, maybe 3 students to share. I say, who had a clue that really helped their partner to get the word, so that they can hear the clues that the other students gave. And it's always a rich and exciting time, and they can't wait to get chosen to share the clue. And then, you know, so I do this, and then the students sit down, and then, you know, I go over the little sharing bit, and just a couple or 3 students share, and then I say partners switch, and then I'll put up another word for them to do. Now, John has another suggestion. He says to put up expressions, and I haven't done that yet, numerical expressions, but I want to. But I want to move on to another routine this week. So I'm going to bring this one around again, but when I do, I'm going to add some of these. What would they say for this? Would they say a sum of 10? Would they say it's the same as 2 plus 8? I don't know. What would they say for this? Would someone say it's the same as 4 times 4? I really want to try this. to see what on earth they're going to say. Now, each time we've done this, Liam G says, this is my favorite. This is my favorite game, Mrs. Matsuda. They think it's a game. And how long do you do a routine? You know, it's like I said, it's about 5 to 10 minutes. But John suggests doing the routine until it becomes routine. And for us, that took 2 weeks. We got into the routine of this in 2 weeks. And so I'm going to move on to another one and keep this one fresh and know that I can come back and do it again at any time. Let me know if you try this routine. I would love to hear your discourse in a comment. You know, if you make a comment, we're not going to, like send you literature or anything like that. It just lets me know if it was helpful in any way. And it's just kind of nice to connect in that way, or even with a little thumbs up saying, hey, thanks, this might be useful in my classroom. I look forward to seeing you again, and thank you for being with me today. Please take care. I'll see you soon.